And now we're going to start this up. So why women's clears are so horrible, okay? 104.15. Why women's clears are so horrible. So I don't even have video for this. Michael Strakes, if you're still with me and you got a video clip you want to send over, I don't know if you got a YouTube clip you can send me a link to. I started to look for one, and then I was like, I think I'll just talk about this because I'm going to have a lot of people on Instagram listening. And I think this is all about concepts, right? This is all about fundamentals. And Andy Levinson, you might have some too. Lacrosse Avery, getting my popcorn ready. Okay, here we go. So here's the deal. So I was on I was on Facebook Messenger this week with one of my Lacrosse Goalie University members, and this dad has 3 goalies in the house, and two are girls, and one's in high school and one's younger. And there's a son, and the son's the oldest one, and I think the son also plays football, and the dad is a football coach. And for those of us that have any experience in and around football, okay, and I'd never played football, but I'm a fan. And over my years, during my Olympic years, and when I was starting to do bobsled, and I was competing, and I was around all these football guys, right? And so I know a lot about football, and I love watching the NFL. Concussions aside, right? I hope those guys are all okay. But the idea here is that in football, the quarterback, everybody makes the analogy between a quarterback in football and a goalie, right? It's like the goalie is the quarterback of the team. Well, let me share this one with you. Michael Strake's a bad one. Send me just a mess. That'd be kind of cool. So in football, we talk about the quarterback, and so in lacrosse, one thing that's really kind of cool about the quarterback, about the goalie, is that we have 10 seconds for the girls and 4 seconds for the boys in that crease. And so that's kind of like when the ball gets hiked to the quarterback has some time to go through what's called their progressions. Now, in football, what is taught is that we've got all these players that we can use, and we have a player that's going to run down here, and he's going to take a little bit of a left, and then this other guy is going to run real quick, and he's going to turn around real fast, and then when you're going to run around here, and then these two guys are going to pick for each other, and then you're going to be open. I'm going to hit you down there, or then you get that really fast dude, and you're like, you just run long, and we're going to huck the ball, and hopefully you catch it. Okay. Here's the deal: is that in women's lacrosse, and I was talking this over with this parent, that we were both kind of thinking, like, why do women's lacrosse goalies suck so bad? And one of the reasons why we think it's so bad is because there's not a lot of football influence. There's not a lot of other sport influence. And so even when you have a coach who might have played other sports when they were young, there's not a crossover. There's just like lacrosse immersion. Okay. And so what I want to understand is that for a women's lacrosse goalie to have success in this position, everybody has to be aware of the limitations that are placed upon them. Okay. And one of them is of their own physical being. Okay. So most women's goalies, especially in high school, okay, are weaker than the boys physically, not mentally. We all know that they're usually a hell of a lot smarter than the boys. Not all, right? There's some girls that are just a couple fries short of a Happy Meal too, okay? So it goes both ways. But physically, most girls are not as strong as the boys. Not trying to be sexist, just a fact, okay? So what that limits is it limits their mastery over the stick. And what happens is that even when a player sees a teammate who's open, the amount of time it takes to recognize the player's open, turn the body, bring back the stick, make the pass, it takes too long. And by the time they actually get the ball in the air to the player who they thought was open, or who may have actually been open, the entire defense sees the goalie looking, sees this all happening, everybody runs there, and by the time the ball lands, there's like 12 people there now, and the pass gets picked off, and then people look at the goalie and they go, why'd you pass there? And really what's going through the goalie's head is like, when I decided to make the pass, she was open, right? She was open. And this is where coaches miss a phenomenal coaching opportunity, right? Because what I make sure to do is I look back at the goalie and I go, great pass, right? I don't care because it was a great decision, right? So it was a great decision. The pass will come, the strength will come, we'll get there, okay? But what coaches don't understand is that for most girls, and this goes all the way into college, this is not, obviously at the upper levels, you look at like Asia Goldstock. Asia Goldstock is a very quick, athletic, um, uh, very agile, twitchy goalie. And so she can make quick decisions. But we've all seen, college goalies who might not be as fast twitch, and they have the same problem, okay? The other problem, so first problem is physical ability. Second problem is the fact that girl goalies in the rule book can't score. What has happened with that knowledge, all right, is the fact that, a goalie can't score. That kind of means that a goalie shouldn't even bother leaving the crease, right? We got 10 seconds. She steps like one, okay, 10 seconds is up. I'm out of the crease. And then you just see the tension in everybody. I hear when I do goalie audits every month for my goalies, I hear it in the parents on the sideline. You hear like, Karen over here and Karen and Karen's friends, and they're like, oh my God, you hear their inside fear become their outside voice. And it limits everybody's understanding, okay? Because here's the deal. The rule that has to happen is the draw and dump rule. Like basically, if you, I don't care if you can't score. It doesn't mean you're supposed to pass to a covered teammate, right? Because think of a quarterback in football. So let's say, quarterback gets under center and they have a quick, what's called a quick out. So there's a receiver to their right or their left, and he basically sprints like 2 steps and then turns around. And the idea is that the defender who is covering this player is what's called off him. So there's distance between the wide receiver and the defensive player covering him. And so in that space, in that gap, right, in the time, the quarterback hikes the ball, turns, and throws it as fast as he can, like a strike in baseball, to that receiver, and then he turns and he goes, okay? But to take that to lacrosse, what happens is the goalie knows what the hell's going on, that receiver knows what the hell's going on, and the whole team knows what they're trying to do to get that guy open to make that play. And they're just fighting for a little bit of space. So, but in lacrosse, I learned, when I moved to Canada, I learned this, this idea that Canadian box players, they feed the ball like in tight little windows. Well, that's great if you have the knowledge and the physical ability to do that. And the problem is that for the girls, they don't have that physical ability, especially at the younger ages. And the rest of the team doesn't have the knowledge of what's trying to be accomplished. What ends up happening is that the goalie is stuck in the cage. The goalie is stuck in the cage. Where did you send that, Michael? The goalie's stuck in the cage, and everybody's just running around like this. And the goalie is like a lion in front of a lion tamer, right? Lion tamer has 4 legs of the chair. The tiger gets overwhelmed by all the choices, doesn't know which one to pick, and then the lion tamer cracks the whip on the ass of the lion, and he freaks out and runs away. What I can't stand seeing is when there's a women's lacrosse goalie made a save, right? Now has possession, and if she doesn't have fantastic stick skills, she's got the ball in her stick like it's a teaspoon. And then she's looking, and the team is set off in some weird little clear where everybody's just kind of running back and forth and up and down or whatever in these little routes. And the goalie is supposed to try to find one and hit it. What needs to happen is there needs to be better fundamental understanding of what we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do on a clear is, okay, if my goalie's not going to run downfield, I want my goalie, first of all, to be comfortable outside the crease. So in practice, I'm going to have her venture outside the crease. I know she can't score, but whatever. Like, she's a player. No one's covering her. We progress down the field until somebody jumps you, and then you pass to the open teammate. That's it. Right? That's it. But if I just stand back in my crease or near it and I try to make like a 30, 40-yard pass to hopefully somebody who's open, no wonder it gets picked off. It gets picked off in the boys' game. It gets picked off in it's not just a girls' thing. That would get picked off in any other scenario. And we're asking a player that doesn't quite yet have the physical ability to pull off something amazing. That's bad coaching. And what blows my mind is that this happens every single weekend. Like, I see it. Like, I did a goalie audit earlier this spring for a collegiate goalie, and I'm like, this is a Division II collegiate goalie, and I'm like, what's the deal with a clear? And she goes, oh, well, once I make a save, then the girls run out, and if I don't hit anybody, like right away, then they're just supposed to like run across, like basically back and forth, and then these girls will run up and down the sideline, and I have to hit one. That is too much thinking, right? That is too much. That is leaving too much up to the creativity of the goalie, and you wouldn't. That's where we're expecting our goalie to be like a quarterback, like Patrick Mahomes, right? Okay, yeah, we're gonna flush you out of the pocket, and then you're gonna have to do something amazing, right? No, you don't. That comes like way down the road, right? So don't like this. This drives me crazy. Barry McNamara, thank you. Good point, Coach. Yeah. So M&D Black, right, has set pick plays for goalie clears when no one is opened. That's what needs to happen all the time, because either on a clear, if I make a save and the goalie makes a save, the goalie yells clear. Prior to that, the goalie should have an understanding of, okay, where's the play coming from? Where's the energy on the field? Where are like who's open? Oh yeah, like Jenny was coming down on the left side, and then she got caught behind her player, and so I made the safe side right, and Jenny's probably still open, like way up top left by the box. Yeah, there she is. Jenny's boom, done. Okay, that's okay. Goalie needs to have that sort of thinking. But if Jenny's not open and those quick passes aren't open, then it's like, all right, I want my goalie to be comfortable outside the crease. Okay. I want my goalie to master their stick skills. And that's where I said, like, for all of you that have girls, okay, and even the boys too, but for the girls, go to Home Depot and go get a 2-pound mini sledge, right? Or you can get even lighter. You can get a hammer that's like 16 or 18 ounces, right? And you can go up to 20, 24, or up to a framing hammer or whatever like that. And literally your goalie can work on this in the house, and they can work on wrist rotations. They can work on moving this thing. And so at first they'll choke up, like they'll choke up to the top, and they'll move it this way. But see how this thing's in my fingers? It's not in my, like, I'm not, and this is where most of your girls are like this. They go to throw the ball, and they push it like this. The best goalies have that stick in their fingers because their fingers and their forearms are strong enough. And most of the girls just don't have that strength. So you have to develop that strength, right? And what'll happen is, earlier this year, I did a goalie audit for a brand new goalie. She was 8th grade, had never played goalie before, never played lacrosse before. And Dad sent me the video, and the first clip I saw was her picking up a ball and then making a pass. Like, so she picked up the ball, cradled it, and made a pass. And I was like, wait a second. She looks like she's been cradling for a really long time. I said, where did she get her hand strength? And she had been a taekwondo player, and her dad was in construction. And so she swings a hammer. Like, she swings a hammer, like their dad frames up houses, and she swings a hammer. And so she has like incredible hand strength. She got so good with a stick so quickly, and all that carried over into the cage. And so when you have a goalie who now has good hand strength and good strength in their forearms, their upper body. Now she sees that player's open. She could turn and make that pass quickly, right? So the video I did earlier today of that 2025 goalie, so that's a grade 9 boy who's pretty strong with his hands. Girls can get like that really quickly too. They just got to put in the work. Okay. Walter Siegel, thank you. Does anyone have video of M&D running a clear? I want to see it, please. Andy Levinson. Yeah, I'll have to just get on. Andy Levinson. Yeah, Andy, I can't get that video off of my Facebook, off of Messenger. Yeah, that's too long for me right now. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Maybe I can do this. Oh, that's the one where she gets stuck behind. All right, hang on. You guys can't see this. Let me pause this for a second. This is great. Hold on. You guys will love this. Okay. All right. Andy, let's see if I could do this. I'll have to back this up. Andy, can you just write to me real quick and let me know what this clip was about? I'm trying to remember it. Okay. All right. Okay, this is pretty cool. All right, I'll rewind it here. Okay, so there's the face-off. All right, so watch this clip. So face-off, Green's got it. Andy, your daughter's in white, right? So then they come on a little bit of a break. All right, she runs through everybody. Your daughter gets the ball. Okay, so now NGL 2029 B finals. Okay. So one little mistake here, not a mistake, but just something to look at here, okay, is as this, and I wish I could throttle this. I can't do it very well. But as this play progresses, okay, White does a really good job of just getting in the way and stopping this break. All right. So you see those two girls pinching at the top of the arc there, right? That's a great play because this player who's over in the corner, over here, she's kind of out of the play. So ball comes in and this girl decides she's going to run through everybody, breaks an ankle there at the top. That girl has like completely lost her soul. And then in she goes. Now the ball kind of trickles through. Goalie picks up the ball. Now, right here, goalie's got 10 seconds, but she decides to run it. And out she goes. This is great, right? So, but here, this is where, oh, this isn't the full clear though, is it, Andy? Okay. So she like runs somebody over. But I just want to talk about kind of the thought process here that has to go through the goalie. A goalie at this age and this size, you know, what we see as adults from the sideline and go, oh my God, there's like 12 girls open, pass it. She's like, and I say 12 for a reason, but she doesn't have the bandwidth. All right. She doesn't have so she sees what she wants to do, but the body just can't make it happen just yet. Right. So this is where, as coaches, we always want to reward the decision. Right. Hey, great job on that decision. In this particular case, she like left the crease like super early, didn't necessarily need to. And then what ends up happening is that she like just runs somebody over, which is great. I love that. Boom, take that. So even though this girl right here is wide open, she couldn't even made that pass if she tried, or this pass over here, right? Or even this player, right? And so what ends up happening, she gets a penalty, which is cool. And then they set up. And so I love this. As the goalie, she has to set up behind. And I told Andy when this happened, I'm like, I love seeing this because this tells me that goalie took a risk, right? This goalie took a risk. So good for her. And you know what? She's a 2029. Most coaches would be like, you're never doing that again. I'm like, no, you're doing that on Tuesday when we get practice. Like, we're going to do it. Like, this is great because I want a goalie at 2029 to start learning this stuff. Right. All right. And I know refs did that wrong, whatever, but that's beside the point. We talked about that when we did this, but anyway, the idea here though, what happens, check this out, right? Ref blow the whistle, and I can't remember. Did she score? Oh, now I want to know. Oh, come on. I hate seriously, I hate the women's game at times. Oh, Andy, you're killing me. You cut it before. Did she score in the open net or did she miss? Because now I'm confused. Okay. So um, anyway, all right. So listen, for the girls, what needs to happen? One, your girls got to get stronger physically. You've got to start developing hand strength. In Lacrosse Goalie University, I have I have a module. I got to check if it's in there because I did it before I moved last year, and I'm not sure if it got in there or not. But I have a whole module on hand strength. I got to check if it's there. All right. But your goalies got to get better with a stick, right? They got to get better with a stick. They got to get better physically. They got to master the push-up challenge, right? They got to just get just like minimally there. Then what ends up happening is your team then has to have a better clue of what the hell they're doing on the clear. And as Michael said with M&D, like they have set pick plays to get people open. To get people open for your goalie. And then your goalie has to act like a quarterback and know who's going to get open and when and where. It's also kind of like the same as in basketball off a restart, like a set play off and out of bounds, right? When, there's all those plays, it's the same sort of thing. It's just happening over a longer distance, all right? The other thing is your goalie has to get better at being outside of the crease. And from a coach's perspective, I want my goalie running drills. This is where situationally it needs to matter because you can have your goalie like involved in ground ball drills, then they're way out, in the field somewhere, but they're not making the connection between like what happens in a game day when they leave the crease. Okay. So for Andy's daughter there who ran out on that clear, that's awesome. Right. And at first it probably felt a little foreign to her, but then she did it again 3 weeks later. Good on her. Andy, like good on her, right? And that's fantastic. And now she's just going to get better because we got like 6 years to turn her into a world-class goalie that goes D1, right? So do it now, right? And for the coaches to go like, oh, we don't want to do. Look, she got a penalty and they scored in the open net. Yeah, it's 2029, dude. Right? 2029. Let's go. Let's be working towards the next level, not working to win, this little thing right now. Okay. Okay. So did that help everybody? If that helps you, hit the hearts, hit the like button. All right. Everybody on Instagram who kind of checked in but couldn't see me live, couldn't see me going through that, I apologize. But listen, women's lacrosse goalie clears are horrible. And it's not just about like, oh, just get it to one of the other girls and let her run it up. No, it's like, teach this stuff, man. Like teach it, get it right. Like get it. Man, just drives me batty. So, but I'll tell you, I see it at the collegiate level. I see it with some of the top club teams in the country. And then of course I see it with like the local high school teams and things like that, where coaches are overwhelmed because they're just trying to get girls to catch and throw. I get it. Okay. Would love to see some examples to replicate. Of course you would. Of course you would. Who was that? Who wrote me there? Oh wait, Andy's. Rob Shepard. I see you, buddy. Thanks for posting. Okay, who's that? Always good. Yeah, Andy, it's a lot. It's a lot for me to pull all this up, but you know what? There's some good, Andy. There's some good lacrosse dads on this in this group who probably be able to help you with some things. But the idea here is that I as a goalie, I want to I want to take 100% responsibility as a goalie. I want to get my goalie as good as possible, and so get them strong, get them physically strong, and all this stuff will happen. Because a lot of you guys have really smart girls. Okay, they're smart girls. They understand it. They understand the game. They're not overwhelmed taking shots. Like they're good for that next level stuff. So the idea is teach them and explain to them, this is what's going on, right? This is why, okay, you may have someone open here, you may have someone, but understand that bandwidth is the bandwidth there is really high. Like they need a lot of bandwidth, and a lot of girls just don't have it yet. All right. And that's where I can't stand when coaches look, a good, well-intentioned girl in the cage gets the ball, makes a save, gets the ball, goes to make a clear, and her team is basically setting her up for failure. That makes no sense to me. right? That makes none at all. All right. So for those of you who are the parents of your goalie, coach them up, do what you can. For those of you guys that are coaching goalies, start looking for coaching options on how to develop more of like a football mindset on your clear, and you're going to score. It's not just about getting the ball in the offensive half and then we'll play. It's like, no, let's go. Let's go. All right. It's all good. All right. So let's get going, everybody. All right. There's another phenomenal Lacrosse Goalie Wednesday, an hour and a half of lacrosse goalie coaching. My God, you guys get like six hours a week. This is awesome. All right. So if you got any questions, you can email me, Coach Edwards at lacrossegoalietips.com. As always, come join the group and answer the questions. And we got some pretty exclusive company in there. A lot of lurkers. But by all means, if you got questions, reach out. But don't forget, I want to coach your goalie. All right, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for listening wherever you are. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you like this, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. When you're ready, head on over to lacrossegoalieuniversity.com/coaching so I can work with you and your goalie. And while you're at it, check out athletespecific.com to learn more about mental performance and high performance. You may not know this, but I work with athletes in a variety of sports. Lacrosse is my love, but man, I love athletes and the families who support them. So head on over to athletespecific.com, check it out. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.